It's makes it a lot easier when you got a car this fast, honestly. But hats off to this whole Progressive team. I want to say what's up to Trish and Mari and everyone at Progressive. Got to see all their employees and agents this past week, but we strive to be number one. We did it today.
The crown jewel of Memorial Day weekend lands at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 67th running of the Coca-Cola 600. 4 stages, 400 laps, the only 600-mile race on the entire schedule. Daylight gives way to night, and the track temperature swings reshape the handling balance from one stage to the next. This is not just another Sunday race. This is a test of endurance, strategy, speed, and survival, and the odds board heading into this weekend tells a very clear story. According to DraftKings Sportsbook, as of May 20th, 2026, Denny Hamlin sits at the top of the board at plus 500, meaning a $10 bet returns $60 total. Over at BetMGM, his number is even tighter at plus 475. When two of the biggest sportsbooks in the country agree on the same driver at the top, that alignment is not a coincidence, it is a data-backed consensus. So, what exactly is driving Hamlin to the top of this board? The answer starts at Dover Motor Speedway just 1 week ago. Denny Hamlin is coming in hot off an all-star race win at Dover. The Dover All-Star race ended last weekend with the no. 11 leading 103 of 350 laps from the pole. Yes, it was an exhibition, not a points race, but what it proved about the form of Hamlin's #11 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota cannot be ignored. He did not just show up at Dover. He controlled it. That form is not isolated to one weekend. Look at the 2026 intermediate track stretch. The Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas in March produced a win from the second starting spot with 134 laps led. Kansas followed with a fourth from another second-place start and 131 laps led. Texas closed the intermediate stretch with a runner-up from the fourth row. 3 consecutive intermediate track races, a win, a fourth, and a second. Charlotte Motor Speedway is a 1.5-mile intermediate track. The pattern is impossible to ignore. Now, Hamlin's history at the Coca-Cola 600 specifically has been uneven, and that is an honest part of this conversation. His first and only win at this race came in 2022. The 2022 race ended in victory lane after a pole. 1 year later, the 2023 race ended in 35th after running out of fuel while leading a brutal mechanical and strategic failure when the win was within reach. Then, the 2024 race produced a 5th from 11th. And in 2025, he started 20th but finished 16th after posting the best lap of the day at 29.37 and leading 53 laps. The speed has always been there. The results have been inconsistent. Luck can be a factor in a 600-mile race. There are 400 laps. That's a lot of opportunities to wreck. At the same time, succeeding for 400 laps favors skill and experience. No one has more than Hamlin. That brings us to the second name on this board who deserves serious attention, William Byron at plus 850 on DraftKings and plus 800 on BetMGM. Last year's Coca-Cola 600 ended with the no, 24 leading 283 of 400 laps before Ross Chastain passed him with 5 laps to go. The year before that, Ryan Blaney passed him at the finish line. Charlotte gives Byron the keys every May and then steals them back. These are not near misses in the traditional sense. Byron has dominated this track repeatedly, he simply has not converted those dominant performances into a victory. The 2026 intermediate stretch for Byron reads: a 3rd at Las Vegas with 26 laps led, a 7th at Kansas, and an 8th at Texas. In 13 intermediate track starts from 2025 to the present, Byron has posted 5 top 5s and 7 top 10s. He also has 2 career Coca-Cola 600 poles and 4 top 5s in 7 starts at Charlotte. The volume and consistency of that record is not luck, it is a driver with a legitimate setup advantage at this track every time the Cup Series visits in May. At plus 850, the market is giving value on a driver who has been the fastest car at this race 2 years running. Before moving to the full odds board, let us address what happened here in 2025 because it is the most important recent data point for this event. When the NASCAR Cup Series went to Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600 in 2025, Ross Chastain got into victory lane after closing at plus 1800 to be the outright winner. Chastain's impressive win came after leading only 8 laps on the day. Ross Chastain entered victory lane in last year's Coca-Cola 600 with William Byron and Chase Briscoe rounding out the top 3 spots. Chastain's win marked his first and only victory during the 2025 season. This year, Chastain enters at plus 2,800 on DraftKings and plus 3,500 on BetMGM, the defending winner sitting near the bottom of the top tier. Now here is the third name worth analyzing closely. Chris Buescher at plus 2,000 on DraftKings and plus 1,800 on BetMGM. 3 straight top 10s on 2026 intermediate tracks carry the case. Las Vegas produced a 6th from 10th, Kansas produced a 10th from 7th, Texas produced a 5th from 3rd with 8 fast laps. The No. 17 RFK Ford has not finished worse than 10th on a mile and a half this year. That is a statistical streak that is difficult to dismiss. Buescher isn't a favorite to lead the most laps, but this endurance race can turn into a sprint. If Buescher can cruise inside the top 10, then he can capitalize on a late race caution. The catch, however, is his last 2 Charlotte appearances finished outside the top 20, including a 22nd from a 4th place start in 2025. His most recent top 10 here was an 8th in 2023, starting from 11th. The track history works against him, but the 2026 form works for him. Here is the complete odds board from DraftKings Sportsbook as of May 20. Tyler Reddick plus 650, Kyle Larson plus 750, Ryan Blaney plus 850, Christopher Bell plus 850, Chase Elliott plundered, Chase Briscoe plus 1100, Ty Gibbs plus 1600, Carson Hocevar plus 1800, Joey Logano plus 2200, Bubba Wallace plus 2500, Brad Keselowski plus 2500, Kyle Busch plus 4000. Connor Zilisch plus 4,000, Alex Bowman plus 4,000, all the way to Timmy Hill, Catherine Legge, and Cody Ware at plus 1,000. Chevrolet has won the last 3 points races after a tough start to 2026, which adds another layer to how this weekend's equipment battle may play out. Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, NC has historically rewarded teams that arrive with well-prepared intermediate track setups, and the Chevy camp has clearly found something in recent weeks. Among the other notable names, Tyler Reddick at plus 650 represents the second best number on the board and brings consistent aggressive racing to a track where track position matters. Kyle Larson at plus 750 is a proven Charlotte performer who should never be discounted at any intermediate track event. Christopher Bell at plus 550 on BetMGM, notably sharper than his plus 850 on DraftKings, reflects a line discrepancy worth noting for anyone following the numbers closely. The 2026 Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway runs on Sunday, May 24 at 6 p.m. ET, 400 laps, 600 miles, 4 stages, and a field of drivers all chasing one of NASCAR's crown jewel victories. The data entering this weekend points to Denny Hamlin as the most well-supported favorite, backed by a 2026 intermediate track record that no driver in the field can match. William Byron enters as the best value candidate given his repeated dominance at this specific venue, and Chris Buescher sits as the statistically grounded dark horse at a price that reflects his Charlotte history more than his current form. Gambling involves risk. Please gamble responsibly and only with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. Must be 21 or older. Sports betting is not legal in all locations.